scientific people, welcome to DAV Model Public School. I hope you are doing great with the chapter of motion, and this is the second video of this chapter. So without wasting any time, let's begin. Previously we have discussed about motion, different phenomena or different parameters associated with motion. So here in this video we will be discussing some more parameters like distance. Now what exactly do you mean by distance? It is simply the actual path traveled by an object is said as distance. So what do I mean by this statement? For an instant, a car is there at point A, which is nothing but a start position, and point B, that is the end position. The car is the path from point A to point B is this one. So the car is traveling this path. This is a curvy path. So the car is traveling in this path and reaches at point B. So the path, what would be the distance? It would be simply the path traveled by an object. So this was the path of this car. So this was the distance which have been covered by this car. So this is the distance. Whereas this is the first position and this is the last position. So the shortest distance between the first and the last position is the straight line. So this would be called as displacement. So distance between 2 points is independent. So since we are talking about distance, so distance between 2 points are dependent. If there are no 2 points, they won't be called as a distance. So distance between 2 points is a path dependent. This is a path dependent. Now characteristics of distance, like it is a scalar quantity. It depends only on magnitude. It does not depend upon direction. It depends on path. What would be the path? That would be called as a distance. It never reduces with time. Since time always moves only in forward direction, so it won't reduces with time. So distance won't be less. When time progresses, distance won't be coming out to be less a quantity. Distance covered by particle is always positive and can never be negative or zero. Distance covered will always be positive, and it can never be negative or zero. We will understand this phenomena when we'll discuss some numericals related to it. For a time being, it is always a positive. For an instant, if an object is traveling from point A, hold on for a second, let me put my pointer. Yes. For an instant, if a person is moving from point A to point B, distance covered would be always in positive direction. Distance won't be in negative direction. For an instant, point A, point B, point C. So path travel will be B to C. It won't be B to C. It can be B to C, B to C to B, and B to A. It won't be negative. Whatever quantity would be there, we will simply add the quantity. A to B, suppose 2 meter, B to C, again 2 meter, so total distance would be 4 meter. Now C to B would be again 2 meter, it would be 6, and from B to A it would be again 2 centimeter. If I consider, it would be total distance travel would be 8 meter, and it can never be zero. It can never be negative and it can never be zero. Always distance, whatever things you are measuring, it won't be, when we talk about physical quantities like distance, it can never be negative distance and it won't be a zero distance. Always some magnitude would be there when we talk about distance. Magnitude is simply a number. Now we will simply deal with two types of unit. We have discussed SI unit is simply an standard international unit which has been standard all over the globe, whereas again another form of unit, that is CGS, which is not practiced on a regular basis in today's scenario. So SI unit of distance is meter. It is represented as M, whereas centimeter, gram, second, it is CGS, that is CGS unit. So CGS unit of distance is centimeter. It is represented as cm. So these are certain characteristics of distance. Now what is displacement then? Previously I told in that slide, the shortest distance between initial point and final point, that is displacement. So this is the first point and this is the last point. If this would be called as a distance, if an object is traveling from point A to point B, the path is this. So So the shortest distance between point A and point B would be this straight line. There is no another shortest distance. This is the shortest distance between point A and B. So the shortest distance between point A and B would be called as displacement. What the displacement of a particle is measured as the change in the position of a particle in a particular direction over a given interval of time. Now, if I take another example, if a person who is coming from a certain destination and reached a certain place which is nothing but a railway station, the person named as A, he tries to call his friend whose name is B. The person B told to person A that my house from railway station is suppose 2 meter or 2 kilometer rather. The person B told to person A only this much amount of information. So the person A went in this direction 2 meter and he did not find his friend house. Then he returned back to the railway station and then he moved in forward direction. Then he again did not find his friend house. Then he moved towards this in this direction. Then ultimately he found his friend house. So since the person who told the distance from railway station is only 2 meter, so that information is not sufficient to identify the exact location of a place. So displacement always requires a direction. If the person will have told that my house is at 2 kilometer from railway station towards north, so that information would be sufficient and the person did not have to travel so much amount of distance. So displacement always is a direction dependent. As you can also see in this example, the shortest distance from A to point B is direction dependent. Here direction is given. The shortest distance would be initial point to final point. So here the direction would be in this direction. Now some characteristics of displacement. It is a vector quantity. Now since I told displacement is a direction dependent, so vector quantities are those quantities which depends on magnitude as well as direction. So vector, hence in displacement both magnitude, that is a number, and direction also plays a vital role. So hence we will call displacement as a vector quantity. The displacement of a particle between any 2 points is equal to the shortest distance between them. The displacement, that is the shortest path between any 2 points, is equal to the shortest distance between them. That shortest distance between any 2 points, that would be called as displacement. The displacement of an object in a given time may be positive, negative, or a zero. What do I mean by this statement? For an instant, if a box is there, if a person tries to pull this box and this box displays in forward direction, so the displacement is nothing the movement of that box, since the force is applied from this direction and the box also has moved in this direction, we will say that the body has displaced in positive direction. In the similar manner, if a person is applying force from this direction and another person is applying force from this direction, if this here the force applied is suppose 4 Newton and here the person who is applying force is suppose 2 Newton. Since here the applied force is 2, so but the box will not move in this direction, since from the opposite side some other person is applying a force of 4 Newton. Here 2 Newton force is applied from this direction and here 2 Newton force is applied from another direction. So at this point of time, here the person who is applying 2 Newton force from this direction, the box is moving in the same direction from the force which has been applied. So at this point we will say it is a negative displacement. Whereas if zero example would be if a person who is running in a circular path. So what would be the initial point? Initial point is this. For an instant, if I gave a perfect example, an athlete which is running in a circular ground, the initial point is this and the final point would be the same initial point. So the initial point and the final point is again the same point. So the displacement would be 0. Since I told displacement is nothing but the shortest path between initial and final, so initial point is also the same and the final point is also same. So at this particular example will be an example of 0 displacement. Now the actual path, the actual distance traveled by a particle in the given interval of time is always equal to or greater than the magnitude of the displacement. That is, we can simply say that the distance is always greater than or equal to magnitude of displacement. Now distance does not depend upon direction, whereas displacement depend upon direction. Now this mod sign indicates that it is a modulus number, it is a number. So displacement has both magnitude and direction. So this mod displacement is written in dash sign. This sign is nothing but a modulus sign. Now this distance is always equal to displacement and always greater than displacement, but it won't be distance. It cannot be that distance is less and displacement is more. It is a wrong statement. It is not valid. So distance is always greater than or equal to magnitude of displacement. Now some more unit for measuring displacement, that is in CJs. In CJs we represent displacement in terms of centimeter, whereas in SI unit we represent displacement in terms of meter. So distance and displacement, both SI and CJs unit are one and the same. So in previous slides we were discussing about distance, where there also the SI and CJs unit was meter and centimeter. Here also the displacement, the SI and CJs unit was meter and centimeter. Why is it so? Because both are length measuring physical quantities, length measuring physical quantities. So hence it is SI and CJs unit are both meter and centimeter. Now next quantity, that is speed. Speed of an object is simply the distance traveled by an object in a particular interval of time, or you can even say distance travel, the rate of distance traveled by an object. Rate is simply with respect to time. Speed, this is speed. It does not depend upon direction. Speed is a physical quantity that does not depend upon direction. So for an instant, if a person is traveling, if a person is there from point A to point B, the person has traveled a certain distance, suppose 2 kilometers in suppose 1 second, and from point B to point C he is traveled 4 kilometers. So distance travel is nothing but 2 plus 4, 6, and the time covered would be, suppose from point 1 to point B, that was 1 second, and point B to point C it was 2 seconds. So it would be 6 upon 3, so the speed would be 2 meter per second. It is 6 upon 3, so 3 to 6, it would be 2 meter per second. Now the SI unit of speed, how I will came to know, that is meter per second, because distance we have discussed previously that it is SI unit of distance is meter, and time SI unit is always second. So meter divided by second, so hence we wrote SI unit of speed is meter per second. Whereas in a similar way, in CJs unit of speed would be centimeter per second. Now how to calculate average speed? It is total distance traveled upon total time taken. Average speed for an instant, if there are n number of scenarios and the total distance travel would be different in different interval of time, we have to simply add different distance upon different interval of time. If we add all the distances and divide by total time, that quantity, whatever quantity we get, that would be called as average speed. Since I don't have that much of time to elaborate this concept, so since the video will get it will consume more time, so I cannot give example in every scenarios. So I will skip on to the next topic. Now let us discuss some characteristics of speed. It is a scalar quantity. Since I told it does not depend upon direction, so speed as a whole is a scalar quantity. It gives no idea about direction. Just now I told it gives no idea about direction. Speed is not at all related to direction. It depends only on magnitude. It can be 0, positive, but never negative. Since distance, whatever things are applicable in distance, the same thing would be applicable to speed. Distance can never be 0. Distance, it can be 0, positive, and never. It can be, distance could be, speed could be 0, whereas speed could be positive but never negative. Since time always moves in positive direction, in always forward direction, so it can never be negative speed. So always speed would be positive. CJs unit would be centimeter per second. Just now I told previously with the help of formula. SI unit would be meter per second. Now, some other phenomena related to speed, that is uniform speed. Uniform means a constant speed. So what would be the perfect definition of uniform speed? when an object covers equal distance in equal interval of time, that is said to be a uniform speed. The example would be, if an object is traveling from point A to point B, the distance traveled is suppose 2 kilometer. From point B to point C, it would be 2 kilometer. From point A to point B, it has covered 1 second. From point B to point C, it has covered 1 second. Since time interval is also same and the distance covered is also same, that would be the whatever thing which is moving, we will say it is moving with a uniform speed. Since the distance traveled upon time taken one and the same, or the difference is same, we will say it is a uniform speed. The example would be, a car moves 10 meter in every 1 second. In every 1 second, car covers a distance of 10 meter. So the car motion would be called as a uniform speed, because the car is covering only 10 meter in every 1 second. In every 1 second, in another 1 second it is covering 10 more second. In another 1 second it is covering 10 more second. So in every 1 second it is covering only 10 meter. So we will say the motion of a car is uniform speed. Now, non-uniform speed is the vice versa of uniform speed. If the body does not covers, if the body covers unequal distance in equal interval of time, the time interval is fixed, but the distance covered by body is not same. In 1 second, the body covers 2 kilometer. In another 1 second, it covers 6 kilometer. So here the distance is not fixed. So the distance is not fixed. So the body would be called as non-uniform speed. Example: an athlete running in a race. An athlete is running, the initial speed would be different, and as the body is accelerating, the speed will go on increasing. Hence, this is an example of non-uniform speed. Now, instantaneous speed. Instantaneous speed is the speed at a particular instant of time. That would be called as an instantaneous speed. For an instant, if a person and his friend is driving on a motorbike, and the person who is sitting at the backside of a vehicle is asking what is the exact speed at one particular instant when both person are driving at the same instant of a time. So that person would say, it's suppose 50 kilometer per hour. So that speed, when the person has asked to person B has asked to person A, what is the exact speed at a particular spot of time? So the person who is answering that is 50 kilometer per hour, that speed at a particular instant would be called as an instantaneous speed. So in short, you have to simply say instantaneous means at that particular instant. At that particular instant, whatever is the speed, that is the instantaneous speed. Now, I hope you have understood the concept. Thank you and have a nice day.